Mr Wilson, who was appointed to the role in February, is standing by his assessment that the laws are dangerous.
I think it's incredibly important that laws apply to everybody equally. One of the great misunderstandings about this law is that there are equivalent standards against other types of prejudice that we don't like. There is no equivalent of 18C against sexism, against issues of sexuality, or unjust prejudice against people on the basis of disability or religion.
However, the Waste Discrimination Commissioner, Dr. Timsud-Pomasan, hopes the Prime Minister's decision to dump the changes is permanent.
I hope they are, because I still see no good or compelling reason to be changing laws that have been in place for 20 years, which have worked well, which enjoy widespread support, and which reflect our society's commitment to racial tolerance, civility, and social cohesion.
The Shadow Attorney General, Mark Dreyfus, has also welcomed the decision, saying widespread community criticism of the proposed changes has been heard.
We've got the balance there. I'm pleased that this law has been saved, and I again congratulate community groups and the thousands of Australians who spoke up. It shows that it's worth speaking up. I'm hoping that the thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of Australians who've spoken out against the budget are going to be listened to there too.
A security expert says he's relieved the federal government has moderated some of the more extreme proposals in its new security package. The new measures make travel to fight in foreign conflicts illegal, broaden the definition of terrorism, boost the budget of intelligence agencies, and allow for the retention of communications metadata. Professor Greg Barden, who heads the Global Terrorism Research Centre at Monash University, says he's pleased there won't be a presumption of guilt against people returning from conflicts like Iraq or Syria.
In actual fact, what's going to happen is if you come back from a particular zone where there's intense fighting, a war zone, you'll have to speak to authorities and you'll have to be able to explain what you were doing, but it's not a presumption of guilt. I mean, that's a really important difference.
A former staffer for Motoring Enthusiast Party Senator Ricky Muir says infighting in his office has left the cross-bench senator without the experienced help he needs. Political advisor Peter Breen was sacked yesterday, and other staff have left the office in the past few days. Senator Muir's office is now being run by the head of the Motoring Enthusiast Party, Keith Littler. Mr. Breen has told AM that Mr. Littler doesn't have the right skills to be running the senator's office.
Look, obviously, Keith Littler is giving Ricky his advice as best he can. But again, Keith's experience in politics is pretty limited as well. And I don't think he has any experience in management. So, the bottom line is Ricky's now going to go out on his own and see how he does.
A study of happiness in Australia has found Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders aren't as happy as non-Indigenous Australians. Robert Herrick reports.
The Institute of Health and Welfare's survey of Australians' well-being asked a random group of Indigenous and non-Indigenous people whether they had been happy most or all of the time in the preceding 4 weeks. 53% of Indigenous people reported they had, compared to 61% of non-Indigenous people. The survey found about half of Indigenous people had also felt so down nothing could cheer them up during the same time, compared to a third of non-Indigenous people. The authors say people who reported they were healthy, employed or educated were more likely to say they were happy. The report also found income levels affected reported happiness, but not as significantly.
Now, the forecast for New South Wales, the chance of morning showers on the north coast and on the western slopes of the southern ranges during the afternoon and evening. Also, snow showers on the alpine peaks. Other districts should have a mainly sunny day. For Sydney, a sunny day. Light winds at the moment. They will become northwesterly, 15 to 20 kilometres an hour around midday, and then turn westerly during the afternoon. The temperature should reach about 20 degrees. At the moment, it's on 7 degrees in the city and 2 in the west. Looking ahead, showers developing tomorrow evening, clearing on Friday morning, and it should be sunny on Saturday.
So, swamp wallabies will come and listen to the news, but they get bored with the weather forecast. Warbles on a lot to YouTube. Ciao.